Woo! What's up, preacher man? What's up, Nathan? What's up, Tulu? Let's see. We're gonna do something a little different. We're gonna do something a little different. Damn it. Ooh, boy, that's rich. Elko, look, I got a chocolate one this time. Elko, I got a chocolate one. Boy, this thing is rich. Boy. Yeah, sorry for the delay earlier at 2 o'clock. Um, Sorry for the delay. It was scheduled for 1, and I got uh, noted. Noted. It's rich, that's for sure. Look at that. So, yeah, sorry for the delay earlier. um, I forgot all about tech support. I had a tech support phone call that I had to do. So I had tech support I had to do. I had to do a tech support phone call. Then I had to do another phone call. And then I had an appointment at 3:30. I had to go to. I forgot about. So sorry about that. Yeah, that's about all I can eat of that right now. Hey, Elko, check this out. Elko, check this out. 1981, El Salvador, Central America. What do you think about that, Elko? I got another one too. I have an aluminum one that is yeah, I got tags everywhere, man. I have a I don't know where it's at. It's somewhere. I got this one. Look at this. I don't know what the hell that was, but something got me. uh, Check out that one. Heart of the Dixie, Alabama, 1974. What y'all think about that one? That and Autumn Leaves Festival, Mount Airy, North Carolina. That's pretty cool. I got a New York one. I got all the states. I just got them scattered out everywhere. 10,000 Lakes, 1962. 1974. 74. Oh, that's your year, 74? Right here's Pennsylvania. You Got a Friend in Me. There's Louisiana. Sportsman's Paradise. There's Washington. El Salvador, 1981. I mean, I got a bunch of tags. I got a Puerto Rico one. It's aluminum. I think I got it in my house, but it's Puerto Rico. Yeah. Those it's pretty cool. But anywho's, let's do something. Yeah. So I had a. I don't have nothing. Well, I don't want to disappoint because probably ain't gonna get a lot of foot traffic on this one. The video today, this morning's video had 49,000 views, picked up 81 or 87 subscribers this morning, which is crazy. What's on your lip? Nothing. There ain't nothing on my lip. So this is what I was looking for. This right here, this little box. I was looking for this little box right here. This is what I was looking for. This is for the plasma, but I was on tech support, and they put me on hold, and then they come back, and then the person I need to talk to, Johnny, the person I need to talk to, was gone for the day, and then the other guy he tried his best, but he said that Johnny was the only one that could access my laptop remotely from Texas. So he's the only one that has the license to do that. So Ixnay on the Ixnay. So didn't get this hooked up. So I'm gonna call back Monday, and so they're an hour behind. So they told me to call about 10 o'clock Monday morning. So I'll call Monday, which is probably gonna hinder. So I might have to call between lives because I got something else cooking for you guys. So Monday, so I apologize for the delay today. And the reason why is because I was on the phone trying to get everything squared away on this table, right? So this is a 3 foot by 4 foot burn table, plasma, and this so I can start programming parts. Let me see. Start programming part. Let me drop this out of the way. So I can start programming parts and start cutting my own parts with AutoCAD or CAD. So add to my question, can I add metal to take up the space? Hold on. I missed it, Elko. I'm sorry, buddy. Hold on, let me go back. The sliders for an LS, okay, the slider part that bolts up to the motor, but the other part that takes one bolt is 4 inches wide on my purchase on. Elko, you're gonna have to send me some pictures, buddy. I don't know. What's up, Chevy? What's up, Chevys R Us? Elko, just send me some pictures, man. Just text me after this live. And I'll see if I can help you. Like I said, I apologize for not being at the 2 o'clock live, and I had to postpone it to now. It's because I was on tech support with this company, and apparently the person I need, Johnny Be Good, he wasn't there. He was off today, which is cool. So I got to get back with him Monday. So this morning's live. I just want to let y'all guys know. I just want to let y'all know that this week, this week, you boys and girls are awesome. Not last week, this week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. You guys are awesome. I accumulated 245,000 views this week. 245,000 views this week. I picked up 915 subscribers since Friday of last week. You boys and girls are the best. And let me tell you what I did. So me and Tulu and Cars in the Cut were talking, and I own a business. This is a business, right? But I do get on here and I help you guys out, and I like kicking it with everybody. But at the end of the day, this is a business, right? My YouTube channel is not a business. My YouTube channel is to help other people get motivated and ask questions and show you how to do stuff with limited amount of tools as possible. Now, I know everybody out there don't have the tools I have, and I understand that and I respect that. But I've been doing this for 30 years. So, of course, I'm going to have more tools than most people out there. And there's people out there that has more tools than me. And that's great. That's great. I'm adding to my arsenal every day. So right now is just going to be like a Q&A. So ask the question, and I'll either answer it or I won't answer it. But I talk to Cars in the Cut and Tulu because I respect them beyond measure. Beyond measure. And we were talking about stuff, and I was like, man, I need to change up some stuff. I stopped doing the 8 o'clock wake up call because it really wasn't catching wasn't really catching no traction. It wasn't really doing anything. You know, I was doing it, and then all of a sudden people was like, hey man, we really missed that 8 o'clock wake up call. So I'm gonna start Monday going back to the 8 o'clock wake up call. Hold on, I'll tell you what this black box is. And then, so I did a live, and TJ, TJ told me that I could do a question or a poll. So we did a poll the other week, and we built this cover. Matter of fact, we built this cover for the plasma table, right? We built this live. We done this live, right? And yes, I'm barefooted. Man, I got to get something to drink. So we built that live, and I didn't even know that you could ask questions like that. So kudos to TJ. So I asked, what did you guys want to see more of? And you guys answered, you want to see more fab work and more metal work and more of that. So guess what I did? That's what I did. I did more last week, Wednesday. Wednesday, I started showing more fab work. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then all this week. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 10 days. I changed the dynamics of this channel 10 days ago. Last Wednesday, I changed the dynamics to this channel. And I want to let y'all know that I'm listening, I'm seeing what I'm getting, and like I said, this week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, this week, accumulated 250,000, 250,000 more views and picked up 915 subscribers. I was like 4,400, and now I'm like almost 5,300 in just that little bit of time. So I am proving that if you change one thing in your business model, you can change a lot of stuff. I changed one thing, give you more. So right now I'm not giving you nothing but lips talking. But, well, it puts you in an algorithm. Well, I appreciate it. Well, this right here is the power. So this is like the power distribution box. So basically, the way I was explained to whoever asked what this little box was, is you have to program the laptop, right? So you program the laptop or program the software. So you program the software. Hold on, let me, y'all hang tight. Y'all hang tight. Don't go nowhere. Hold on a second. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Just hang tight. Just hang tight. Let me turn this on. Hold on. All right, so the way this works right here is I tell the software that I'm gonna run, let's say I'm gonna cut something out of 18 gauge, right? Say I'm gonna cut some of these, right? These are metal, right? These are metal, right? These are metal, right? So let's say I'm gonna cut some of these out of 18 gauge, right? So the way it works is, oh, she's coming on. So the way it works is I tell the software, I tell the program in CAD, or actually it's Fusion 360 is what it is. So I program the part in Fusion 360, and I tell it it's going to be 18 gauge mild steel, right? So mild steel. And then what this thing is, you turn the plasma wide open, right? Turn it wide open. And what this little black box is supposed to do, it is supposed to regulate via the software and via that box right there to only give you enough voltage to cut 18 gauge. And then when I go in there and I put a piece of part in there and I'm gonna cut it out of 3/8 plate, then I tell the computer, hey, look, we're gonna cut 3/8 mild steel. I program the part, I draw the part, then the machine, I send the part, I send the software program to the little black box. The black box tells the computer, tells the plasma head, go over there and cuts the part out. Once it starts cutting, it knows, hey, we need more juice. This right here tells the plasma, okay, we're gonna let you give more juice to the plasma head. This, what's up, 87? This is what controls the voltage of the plasma, all right? So, this thing is getting warmed up. Let me rub it. So while that thing's getting warmed up, I'll show you the software. So that's that, and I got another package in for this thing. So let's get out here and see. Got stuff moved around. Got the Lemans moved off the lift. Elko, we got the 63 Impala on the lift. We got that in here. Let's turn on some lights. What's up, 87? So got this side done. Got that side. Got the lip on that. Got that. Got the box. Hold on. Sorry about that, fellas. So, man, that sun's bright, boy. So, I'm trying to get y'all a good angle. All right, so that right there. Hold on, let me see. So made this box, all this stuff is bolted together. Got to weld this up so this is bolted to here with nut inserts. This is inner fenders. I got to weld this seam up right here. This is where I put it to break it, so it breaks back, knocks it around the box. I'm gonna pull this air conditioner. I'm pulling this off because this come off of a truck. So this don't even, I mean, hell, it ain't even lined up, so it don't even work. That's that. So that's the inner fender on this side. This is the battery box right here. This is the battery box. So the battery's under here. SS gang will, not SS, but 87 SS will get a kick out of that. Look at that battery terminal, boys and girls and ladies and gentlemen. Look at that right there. Look at that. Would you just look at that? So yeah, I'm gonna redo all the battery cables. The battery's under here with a new battery tray. Made the battery tray. Actually, we made the battery tray live one day last week. Here's the inner fenders on this side. Made a little special tool right here to get up here and bend back the lip on that to get that around there. So made this little tool right here to kick that back. Here's the inner fender on this side. Here's the inner fender on this side. Made a little electrical box. Made the electrical box right there. This covers up the plug. We'll take this out, and this will be TIG weld here, TIG weld and then smoothed out. Got it notched around the A-arms, and that's that. And then this is a 68 Lemans. So if you missed the lives this week, go back and check them out. I got to fix the top. The top is leaking fluid. Actually, the pump's leaking. We took out all interior. They somebody messed that up really, really good for them. They wanted them rocks for Fosgates in there, boy. They wanted them things in there really, really good. So took the interior out and then come back here in the back, and where they had bushwhacked everything during the lives this week. So this is just a recap if you didn't see none of the lives this week, but I encourage you to go back and look at them. And went in here and just cleaned up what they cut. So, and then they cut the lip off of they cut the flange off of the whole quarter. So the quarter is not even hooked to the inner fender or the wheel tub's not even connected. So I got to fix all that. Come in here and cut this out square. Got to make a new wheel tub here. This car is getting, all right, so somebody sent me a nasty message. Somebody, and if you're watching this, this is for you. This is for you. Somebody sent me a nasty message and said, I'm going to give them their 5 minutes of fame. They said, who give you an engineer degree to destroy a classic car like that to make it look like a bunch of, yeah, he dropped the N word. And he didn't put he put ER, not AS on the end of it. And that just kills me, man, because you know what? I grew up not seeing color, right? Pisses me off to no end. Pisses me off to no end. I see no color. I see cars and I see expression of your how you feel about something and how you want to envision your vehicle. So this car right here particularly is going to have 30-inch rims on it, big wheel racing. And that is a completely cultural thing. I can get behind that. What I can't get behind is Carolina squats. I just can't get behind it. I just can't. I'm not mad at you for doing it, but I just can't get behind it. I will not work on anybody's vehicle. I don't care if they come up here with a sack full of bags. I'm not working on a Carolina squat. I ain't doing it. But for somebody to send me a nasty email and tell me, why in the world are you messing up a classic car like this right here? Looks like a bunch of ends. And who give you an engineer degree? Come on, man, really? Well, since you want to call me out in an email, I'm going to call you out in real life. I do have an engineer degree. I actually have multiple degrees. I have an engineer degree from San Diego Community College. I have a motorsports engineering degree, degree stuff from A&T. I actually took some classes at A&T through Thurman, and Thurman was the instructor. And I took some classes through San Hills Community College that actually offered through A&T, and I did a transfer program. And I have multiple other degrees. I have a psychology degree, I have a sociology degree, I have a degree in education, I have a business degree, I have a civil engineering degree, and I have a surveying degree because I took those classes because I only needed a few more classes to get it. So why not? Hell, we're there. So I have oodles and oodles and oodles and oodles of education. But I'm not telling you that to boast myself or tap myself on the back, because just because you have degrees don't make you smart. What makes you smart is real life working. And I've worked in shops that built $1 million cars, and it really makes me sad. It makes it depressing when somebody will send me a nasty message and say, why in the world are you doing that? It makes you look ignorant. It makes you look closed-minded and simple-minded. And it's people like you that make it hard for everybody else. We're all the same. If I cut myself, I'm going to bleed blue. And you're like, nah, man, you bleed red. No, everybody bleeds blue until the oxygen hits the air, oxygen hits the blood, and it turns red. We're all on this planet, and it makes me so mad that people will just, I don't know. Damn it, boy. Yeah, just, that's it. That's all the fame you're getting right there. So yeah, I'm putting 30-inch wheels on this thing. And yeah, the guy that owns this, he's black, but he ain't black. You know what he is? He's red bone with freckles. And you don't even know what a red bone is with freckles. So you still sitting at the little boys' table and we at the grown folks' table. Come on now. In the words of 84 Cuddy, talk to me, talk to me, talk to me. Car looks really, really good. Actually, blood is blue. Actually, blood is blue, man. Blood is blue. It's not red. This right here is how you open. This right here is how you flip these seats up. Yeah, sometimes, you know, they say the best response is no response, but that's on my mind and it's on my heart. And if anybody out there thinks any different of me than you, if anybody out there thinks any different of me and thinks that I'm that way, that tells me that you don't even know me at all. So that's okay. That's cool too. Anyways, so the pump for this thing is right there, and she is leaking like a sift. So I'm gonna fix that for him. I'm probably gonna check the cylinders and see if they need to be rebuilt. But other than that, the car is solid, super solid, super solid, super solid. Other than trunk, I mean, other than what they tore up, this is the only place that I found rust on this car, like actually rust. Everything else was self-inflicted, right? Everything else was self-inflicted, right? Somebody else done it. Again, I don't care why they done it or how they didn't do it. That's not my problem. I'm not even gonna waste no time on it. I'm just gonna fix it. I'm just gonna fix it, right? So this is the only rust that I actually found on this car. Now, the trunk is pitted really, really bad right there. So I think what we'll do is I'll drop the gas tank and I'll cut all this out, and then I will make new patch panels. Now here's the cool thing about it. You see these beads in here? You see this right in here? All right. He's not really worried about it because it looks like to me something set in this trunk, because if you look up there, that is factory spackle. That is factory spackle, right? That is factory spackle, right? All that's factory. You see all that stuff up there? That's factory. That's factory. Okay. But you see this right here, maybe there was some clothes, some newspapers, whatever was in the trunk. It just sat here and it couldn't breathe, and it just had moisture, and that's what caused that pit, right? So, but somebody did take the covers out, which probably saved a lot of it and let it get a little bit of moisture, right? Or get a little bit of air, airflow. So the rest of it looks pretty good other than this right here. So when I cut this out, right, this thing's got this dimple over it, and I don't really know why it had that unless it was for a jack tie down. I'll have to do some research and look into some pictures. It might have been like a pedestal where the jack was bolted or something. I don't know. I'll have to do some research on it. But when I cut this out and I remake it, I can put this profile in it to make it look factory, because the reason being, I have the machine and I have different dies, right? I have different profile dies where I can put different beads in the panel to stiffen it up, right? So just like everything else, these are firewall plates. They're firewall plates for a 67 to 72 C10. See how I got the profile in it? All right. Where's my guy out? What's his name? I don't know. It'll come to me in a minute. So that's that. So like I said, I got these lower pieces ordered. They should be here one day next week, and then we'll go from there. But that's that. So move this over here. These are really, really, really good. So these right here, are really, really good. These are 2x6s, and I'll get my tape measure. I'll get my tape measure in case somebody wants. You can build them out of 2x4s if you want to. So these, I think they're 2 foot, I think. I'm not sure. No, so I had some drop 2x6s. So they're 19 by 19, and it is 12 inches high, right? So these are 19 inches wide by 19. So they're 19 by 19, and they're 1 foot tall. I've had a 3/4 ton. I've had a 3/4 ton truck on these. I have no issue. So this actually picks up the vehicle 12 inches. Well, actually, it raises it up 12 inches, but it's actually more than that, because if you look, the bottom of the car is roughly almost, if you look, the car is 25 inches off the ground, right? 25 inches off the ground. So literally, you can get down here and you can work on the car up underneath it, right? So look here, boys and girls. You can look underneath the car, and you got plenty of room to work under it, and it's safe, right? It's safe because there's no jack stands. There's nothing. I mean, so you got all this room that you can get up underneath the car, right? That's that. Who asked about what? Yeah, okay. Somebody asked a question. Somebody asked a question. Who asked the question? Somebody asked a question. That's not true. Okay, well, that's not true, man. Blood is red. Okay. All right, well, oh yeah, wire wheels. All right. So I know Elko's been chomping at the bit. So anybody got any more questions on the Lemans before we move over here? Anybody? Why do I talk so slow? I don't talk slow. I can talk super fast. But I was told one time to slow down because, okay, the orange wheels. All right, the orange wheels are gunny wheels, right? So here's a fun little story about these gunny wheels. When these gunny wheels came out, I said, man, they ain't no way in the world I'm gonna buy a set of these things. They're like $900 a set, and they hold up. They hold up maximum load 1,290 pounds. And I said, there is no way I'm giving $1,000 for a set of these wheels. Ain't happening. Ain't happening, Captain. Well, these right here are, you can drive on these up to 5 mile an hour. These are G45s. Right? And it's not for road use, right? And they got these little dimples about every 10 to 12 inches. They got these little dimples. And that's for safety, so it don't roll away from you, right? So the cool thing about these things are, let me go get my, I got them everywhere. Let me go get my little buggy right here. Let me go get my buggy, and I'll show you. Let me get my buggy. All right. So these little wheels right here, these are G45s, right? So this is this is a 5 lug pattern. And if you go to their website, these things fit like, I want to say they fit like 20 different vehicles, right? 5-on-4, 5-on-3 1/4, these things fit a bunch of vehicles, right? So here's the cool thing about these things. I did a vehicle one time, and they had some really, really high dollar wheels on them. And I did not want to keep the wheels on the car because I didn't want the wheels to get messed up, and I didn't want the wheels in my possession. So I ended up buying a set of these just to put on that vehicle so they could take their wheels home. So a set of these, you look them up on Amazon, Summit Racing, Jegs, whatever. These are G45s. They're about $1,000 a set. But if you look at it, if this thing will fit, let's say it fits 15 different vehicles, all right? So the way I look at it is 1,000 divided into 15, then that's how much it is per vehicle, right? So the way it works in my mind is I can't stand a flat tire, right? I see a lot of guys on YouTube They go out there to get in their vehicle, to move their vehicle, and the tire's flat. And then you got to pump the tire up. And then you got to push it. And then you got to, and then the tire's flat. And then the tire's flat. And the tire. And then if you got good wheels, not a set of wheels, you don't want no overspray on them. You don't want no grinding dust on them. You don't want anything on them, right? These right here, I don't give a crap. I don't care. That's what they're for. I don't care, right? Now, if you do leave these things out in the sunshine, the sun will bleach them, right? They will turn them like a soft orange. It won't be as bright as these. So these are Guniwheels. Now they have different ones. I have another set that's a G56. A G56 fits the big five, right? The big five, like the big Ford, the big five pattern. And then there's another set I have. I can't remember the number. On them, but it fits 6 lug and 8 lug. Like your 6 lug Chevrolet pickup trucks, like your 81 four-wheel drives. It fits those, and also they'll fit my 2015 Silverado because it's a 6 lug. So they are very handy, but they are very expensive. They're about, like I said, they're about $900 a set, or like $199 for one, or some crap like that. I don't know, but I have several sets. And the reason why is because we took the stock wheels off the other day on this thing, and I didn't want the stock wheels on it no more because they go flat and all this good stuff. So that's that. So they're actually just for moving around in the shop, for transport and stuff like that. So they're not advised to be on the road. It says 5 mile an hour. I got a buddy in Florida. He had a set, and he took them out in the parking lot, and he did a burnout on them, and he smoked them all the way down to the rims. I mean, just craziness. But that's that. All right. So here is the Impala. Yeah, so, yeah, Gary, most every shop has them, and like the whole beginning of that story was, I said I'd never buy none because who in the world would give $1,000 for a set of these wheels? Well, I'm first to tell you right here, I'm eating crow. I didn't buy just one set. I bought like 8 sets. So I got like 8 sets of these summer guns. I got a bunch of 45s, and then I got some 56s, and then the other one. So I got like 8 sets of these summer guns that I've accumulated over the years. So like this car right here, it'll be on these for a pretty good while. And then the G-body chassis down there, it's on a set. The box truck, it's on a set. I'm about to pull these wire wheels off Elko, and I'll put a set on the Impala. So the Impala have a set. So they're very, very handy. Very, very, very handy. All right. So yeah, you know what I can't stand, Nathan? A leaking ass tire in a car that won't run. Because I don't know if you've noticed, the grade from here to down there, it's 90 foot from here to there. And the grade from there to there is 12 degrees. So I'm going to tell you, it is a pain in the arse to try to push something up this hill. Getting in the paint booth, not so much. You can roll right on down in there and you're good to go. But getting up this hill, if it does not run, it is a pain in the ass. But I got Jeremiah, you know, he was here today helping me today. He has a core drill, and I've been wanting to do something for a minute and a day. So he has a concrete core drill. So what I'm going to do here next too long, I'm going to come right here in the center of this bay, right here on this floor. Look, that's the piece. That's that piece right there. That's that piece for that. So we're going to go right here in the center of this bed, or excuse me. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. We're just doing a recap for the whole week. Trying to keep this interesting, a Q&A. So if you got a question, ask the question. I'll go back and answer the question if I can. But right here in the center of this bay, we're going to go in the middle of the floor. This concrete right here is like 2 foot deep. This concrete. What's up, Hawky? So this concrete here is like 2 foot deep. So we're going to come right here in the center of this bay, and we're going to core drill a hole into the thing, and then we're going to put a piece of pipe in there, and we're going to put a sleeve in there, and I'm going to go to Harbor Freight, and I'm going to buy like a 12,000 pound electric winch where I can actually plug it into the socket. 12,000 pound winch. And also, what I'm going to do, where I can make it removable. And also what I'm going to do is I'm going to come right here in the middle of the bay, somewhere right in here, not all the way to the edge, because eventually I'll put a garage door, but somewhere right in here, drill another hole and put a drop pocket here where I can drop the winch here. And let's say if I wanted to winch that G-body, I could winch that G-body all the way up to here and then lock the tires down, pick up the winch. Because I'm solo, boys and girls. I'm by myself. 99.999% of the time, I do all this by myself. Now, Jeremiah's been helping me on Fridays here and there. So, put the other one right there, right? And also, I could put the winch here, and then I could put a snatch block. I could put a snatch block right here, and then run the cable that way, and then I could winch something like that, but it's still pulling straight, right? But let me tell you how I got the Cutlass up here by myself, me and my oldest son. The Cutlass don't run. There's no engine in it. But let me tell you, when there's a wheel and a way, and you know how engineer works, and you know how mechanics work, let me tell you what I did. I took a strap, and I hooked a strap to the front of the G-body, right? Hook a strap to the front of the G-body. I run the strap all the way up, and I went around this telephone pole. This telephone pole is about 8 foot in the ground. I went around this pole with a strap, hooked the tractor up right there, and drove the tractor that way. Therefore, it pulled the G-body all the way up to that brake line. We parked the G-body. We scotched the tire so it wouldn't roll. Unhooked the strap. I did a video on this a while back. It's a long video. It's back months ago. Probably back in March. Then took the strap, run the strap around this pole, running around this pole. See that? Strap went back around this pole and run the strap back that way, hooked it to the tractor, hooked the strap back to the G-body, got my son on the tractor and told him to drive towards the paint booth. Therefore, the strap was going this way, around the pole, and back to the G-body, and we pulled the G-body all the way up to here. We scotched the tire, unhooked the strap, and then we pushed it in the next way. That is how I get shit done. Go get her. That's how I get it. I call that witchcraft. Yeah, you can call it whatever you want to. You can call it whichever way you want. That's how we done it. All right. So let's get back. So that's why I want to put a winch right here on the floor. I have a dolly system I got to put back up on this I-beam right here, and I use that a lot. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Tulu's going live. Hey, there's 340 people in here, man. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. I'm just giving a recap on the whole week. I encourage you to go back and watch all the lives for this week. They're 1 hour lives, and I try to keep the lives down to 1 hour. And we did 4 parts on this. A lot of stuff on this car, so I'd appreciate it if you went back and checked them out. Drop a thumbs up, a comment, let me know what you think, and hit that subscribe button. And Impala J said, Jeremy, he said, JG, you ought to start cooking on the weekend and show a different side of you. But I don't know if I want to do that because I don't want to make SS Gang mad. You know what I'm saying? I never knew how useful a winch could be. Oh yeah. Yeah. All right, so this right here is a 63 Impala. This car come from out west. It is a very good, now the owner's probably watching this, but he probably won't chime in. He's always on here. But this right here is a 63 Impala. I do not know what the engine is. I mean, I know it's a V8. I don't know if it's a 305 or 350. I really didn't put a lot of time and effort trying to figure out what it is because it really don't matter. I know it runs. I know the lifters are ticking on this side. It's got a bad exhaust leak. There's a lot of issues going on, and the owner knows that. So that's why we are taking this motor out, or this engine, excuse me. Motor is electric, engine is gas or fuel. We're taking this engine out. We're taking the transmission out. It's supposed to have a 2-speed power glide in it, but it has a 4-speed shifter. So go figure. and I'm going to take everything out of this. I did do a disc brake conversion on it at the beginning, and then he decided that he just wanted to just redo everything. So I'm going to take all that stuff out and just go from there. So that's that. Whoever had it before, they cut holes in the firewall and just run the air line and electrical and all that stuff right through there, so you can actually smell gas or exhaust fumes in the car and all that good stuff. So you got all that. He ended up, this car does have airbags on it. There's some stuff that I have to go around and clean up, but we'll show that in a second. So I'm gonna pull the engine and transmission out, take the hood off, pretty much take everything out. The radiator, or the radiator, however you want to say it. Take all this stuff out, take the engine out. The engine runs, like I said, don't know the condition of the engine, I just know it runs. So if anybody's interested in this engine, when it comes time available to release it, and the owner tells me what he wants to have for it, then I will let anybody know. And it's pickup only, I don't deliver, so it's pickup only. Now I'll deliver for a fee, but I'm just telling you, it's pickup only. The transmission's already spoken for. If it's a 2-speed power glide, there's somebody that's already spoken for that. But it does have a Wheatland aluminum intake. I mean, so, and it looks like it's old school. But again, I don't know the condition of the engine. It could be bored completely. It could be bored 60 over. It could be bone stock. I don't know. So it's as is. You can hear it run, and then I got a video of it already running. And then when I pull the engine out, I'm gonna put it on a pallet. I'm gonna shrink wrap it, and it's as is. So if you put it in your vehicle, and it goes off like a hand grenade, that's all on you. I would never put a used engine or transmission in anybody's vehicle. Nobody's. That's not how I do business. If you bring me an engine, it's going to the engine shop. I don't care if your buddy just said it's got 5,000 miles on it and he's got the build sheet on it. I don't care. I'm taking it to the engine shop to have it tore down. That's how I do business. Right, and then I've already rebuilt the rear end. So the rear end's been rebuilt. It's got disc brake conversion on the back. It's already done the gears. The interior is nice. It's nice interior. Yeah, I know the heads will tell you once I pull the valve covers off, but like I said, and I see the number on the back of the block. Once I see the casting on the back of the block, I can tell exactly what it is. But like I said, I didn't spend a lot of time in it because I just didn't want to waste the client's money, right? So the interior in it is SS interior, but it is not a SS. Nothing works on the day. Nothing works on the dash. Nothing. The gauge cluster don't work. Nothing works. Nothing works. Nothing works. Now, the air ride stuff works, but that's about it. Here's the shifter. Here's the shifter. It's wherever it wants to be. So I did extend the seat back. I did change the seat brackets. I extended it back because the guy that owns this is like 7 foot tall. So I did do that before. So the deal with this is get it running and driving and safe, and then we go from there. And that's it. So when pull the gauge out, get the gauge cluster and all that stuff out, I've talked to NVU. NVU said I could send them the gauge cluster and they would rebuild it to work off this brand new Blueprint 350 small block, which is in here. It's a little dusty, but it's in the shop. This car has, like I said, this car has air ride on it. We did upgrade the air compressor stuff on it. I did already do that. And I did upgrade the air compressor stuff. So now that is the board that it was already on when I got it. I just stuck it back on the board, but I'm going to make something real nice for it. I did put a secondary battery in the back. So it has a secondary battery in the back. And this battery is going to control the compressors. They already hooked up on relays. They have their own fuse circuit. And then when we put the new engine in, I'll run a power wire from the alternator all the way back to this to keep this battery charged as well. So this car will have 2 batteries on it, right? It'll have the battery in the back, and then it'll have the battery in the engine compartment. And the battery in the engine compartment, the only thing this battery is going to do is control the engine, right? He wants to put vintage air on it, so all that's going to come out. So once the engine and transmission get out of the car, drop the exhaust, all that mess, I am going to go to Harbor Freight, and I'm going to get a bunch of tarps, and I'm going to run an eyelet across that I-beam all the way down, that laminated beam, and make like a curtain, like a shower curtain. I'm going to put plastic on the floor. I'm going to duct tape it to the floor. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make like a makeshift wall here out of a tarp. And that once that wall's here and the car's on the lift, Carolina Dustless Blaster from China Grove, they do all my blasting. They're going to come over here with their dustless blaster, which we're going to do it dry. We're not going to do it wet. We're going to do it dry. And they're going to blast the engine bay and the bottom of the car with crushed glass. And then I'll set fans up to blow it out through the wall, since there's no metal up yet. Hopefully the metal will be put up in the next little bit. And then they're going to blast the engine bay and the bottom of the car. Then we're going to fix all the rust spots, all the panels that needs to be replaced. We're going to do all that. We're going to fix the firewall. We're going to take the heater box out. We're going to shave the firewall. We're going to make bead roll panels. We're going to blast everything, pull everything, the radiator, all that's coming out. All the electrical, all the wiring, everything's coming out. It's going to be a clean, naked slate. Then once everything's done, then I'm going to paint the engine bay satin black. I'm going to paint the bottom of the car with I'm going to epoxy it. I'm going to 2K epoxy it. Then I'm going to satin black it with underhood hot rod black, or underhood black, which is like a single stage kind of unit. I'm going to paint the bottom of the car. I'm going to epoxy it. Then I am going to undercoat the bottom of the car. And then I've got 5 gallons of wool wax ordered. We'll wool wax the bottom of the car, and also going to wool wax the bottom of the Lemans after everything's done. So then when I put the brand new engine in, the brand new 700R transmission in, and the new drive shaft, all that underneath is going to be nice and clean and done. Now, I go in here and I show you the engine. The engine's already on the stand. It's already been run. It was actually ran from Blueprint. Here's the aluminum radiator. Here is the engine. It's a little dusty, but it is what it is. Here's the engine that's going in it. This is a 350 from Blueprint. It makes 347 horsepower and like 375 foot-pounds of torque, plus or minus. This is the new Holley front drive system, which is all compact. It's based off of LT1. Here is the hose clamps that I was telling Tulu the other night. These are Banks hose clamps. So they're heat shrink, and once they're done, they're done. This has a Sniper 2 fuel injection system on it, and it has the original horn style, ram style exhaust manifolds on it. And like I said, this was a turnkey engine from Blueprint. The only thing that we upgraded, we put different valve covers on it, and we put the front drive system on it. This thing cranks up. It's fuel injection. Everything's hooked up. We've already did a crank up and break it in. Well, it's already broke in, but we cranked it up and everything was good to go. So basically, I'll take everything off of this and put it in that car. So it's a little dusty because it gets dusty like that in here. But like I said, if you're looking at a nice front drive system, Holley has their Holley drive system for big blocks and small blocks. What you use is the LT4 water pump style, and every bit of this stuff you can buy at the parts store. Now, it won't be black, of course, but if you get the natural finish, you just go in there and say, hey, look, I need an alternator for such and such, and like a whatever LT4 was, and then you get an alternator and it drops right back in the spot. So, and this thing is Sniper 2 fuel injection. So that's that. And then I don't know if y'all seen this. I get to get back on this after Labor Day, which I'm super excited about that. So this right here, it's dusty, man. That's the wonderful thing about being in the shop. Don't matter if you cover everything up, it just gets dusty. But that's what they make a water hose for. This how can I idea transmission? The oil pan, TJ, oil pan. This is a 6.0 block. That's all it is. Took it to TKM, and TKM worked their magic. I don't know anything about it because they keep their stuff on tight lip. But I will tell you this: it has the big mother cam in it. We took it to the dyno. It made like 670 to the wheel, and it is a 5-speed manual. It is a 5-speed manual. Like I said, it's dusty, man. It's dusty. There's a speaker box. It's got the L7s in there, LEDs. The seats that y'all seen the other week, that's for this truck. So made all this. This is aluminum. This is the air box. This is where the air goes through here. This is a functional ram air bumper, all made in-house. Goes through a 4-inch intercooler pipe, comes up through here, and it goes into a 105 millimeter Nick throttle body. This thing right here will tote the friggin' mail. Has all QA1 suspension on it. This thing right here is the cat's meow, right? Like I said, it's running 315 3520s on the back. Custom exhaust, I am a PTS dealer for drive shafts, has QA1, has a Moser hub to hub rear end, gears 373. Like I said, it's dusty. So if the owner's watching this, don't be mad. It's just the way it is, a little bit of water, clean it all up. And this right here is a 61 Ford box truck. It's actually a 61 box truck if y'all new to the channel on that. This right here is all custom chassis, all built in-house, custom gas tank. Everything that you see under this truck was done right there on that table and right there on that floor. The bumpers and all that. So this Mini Cooper roof here, this is the second one that I got. The first one I got is going in OG6. And then that's about it, boys and girls. That's the way to do it. What happened? The 68 C10. I got videos. I post some videos back up in the community post. It's actually called Soul Eater, and it's nasty. Maybe one day after Labor Day, after I get it out, clean it up, wash it up, make sure everything's good, we'll do a live in the evening. On the weekend, and we'll fire it up. I did have a little issue with the Holley. It's got a Holley Terminator Max system on there. I did have a little issue with it, and the issue with it was grounds. Holley is not like Phytech. Holley does not like sharing grounds. And what I mean by that, if it says go straight to the battery, go straight to the battery. If you have to extend the cable with larger wire. So the wire that is with the kit, let's say it's 10 gauge, right? And you need to extend it like 6 more feet. Extend it with a 10 gauge. Don't go 12. Extend it with a 10 gauge. And solder your joints and crimp them and shrink wrap them and all that. And go straight to the battery. That was the crazy part, because I'm going to show you the daggone battery leads on this son of a gun, man. Let me show you this. See my battery leads? See my ground? That's my ground. Right? And then I had another ground that was underneath the cab on the frame rail. Big lug ground. And the Holley system was grounded to that, right? So it was like a 12 gauge wire grounded to that 1/0 all the way to the battery. If you go back and look at some of my lives when we was having trouble with the Holley, that son of a gun wouldn't act right. It was spitting and sputtering. I was having all kinds of issue. I was losing my tune. I was aggravated, like to no end. Then when I finally got on the Holley and I got to talking to Blake at Holley, when you get the same person over and over again, so they know your story, right? They know your story. He was asking me, he's like, do you have do you have a dirty ground? And I said, well, I guess the battery's dead on the laptop. He said, do you have a dirty ground? And I was like, I don't know. And he's like, where's your ground at? And I told him, he's like, oh yeah, you got a dirty ground. I said, how can it be dirty? And this is what he said. He said, so I'm gonna draw it on this Mini Cooper roof. So if somebody's a visual person, so let me show you. So this is what he said. So he said, if you have a battery, right? You have a battery, right? And you got a 12-volt battery, right? And then you have your chassis, right? This is your chassis, right? This is your chassis rail, right? All right. And then this is grounded to the chassis, right? So when you see this mark right here in a wiring diagram, when you see this mark, when you see that right there on a wiring diagram, that's ground. That's what that means. And if you see another drawing on a wiring diagram where it's like this, and then it has a number like 12C, that's a junction. That means that that's somewhere else. You need to go find that so you know what junction's on that, right? But I'm just old country bumpkin from the sticks, right? So if you're grounding to the battery, right? If your battery's grounded to the chassis, right? And then you have your engine, right? You have your engine, and then your engine is grounded to the chassis. And then you have your cab, right? Your cab is grounded to the chassis, right? You got your core support, right? This is your core support, right? Your core support's grounded to the chassis. And then you got your bed, right? Your bed is grounded to your chassis, right? And then you got your bumper, right? So, you got your front bumper, right? This is your front bumper. This is your rear bumper, right? And you got that grounded to the chassis. Even though it's bolted to it, you're still grounded to the chassis, right? And then you got your bed grounded to the chassis, right? All right, so then if you have something, and then you got your fuse box and all that, but we're not going to get into that. Let's just say now we got our Holly system, right? We got our terminator system, right? Right? And then we ground it to the chassis, right? And then we got our hot lead, right? And we run our hot lead all the way up to the battery, right? We got 12 volts, right? We got 12 volts. Well, there's a lot of stipulations, and there's a lot of debate on how voltage goes, right? How voltage goes. So you got a battery, right? And you got the 12 volts, you got positive, and you got negative. A lot of people, when I was in physics, oh yeah, I've done that too for about 5 years, different classes. So a lot of people says, how does voltage go? Does it go from positive to negative, or does it go from negative to positive? And that was a big debate, which way voltage goes. But later on in the years, they've decided that, and they've come up with a standard in my world, that voltage actually goes from negative to positive, right? So don't argue with me, argue with the daggone people that's got PhD behind their name, right? So here's the problem with the Terminator, right? So the battery is at the back of the truck, right? So I got the battery at the back of the truck, and underneath the cab, I had a lug, right? I had a lug, right? I had two lugs, right? I had a positive lug and I had a negative lug. I had a one aught welding cable that went from the battery to here, to ground, straight from the battery, right? And then I had it that way. I was hooking up the Terminator to these lugs. That is considered dirty voltage. And this is how Blake at Holly explained it to me. He says, that ground, he says, if you didn't do it this way and you done it this way, that ground has to go through every single thing on there. So it's dirty. So it's like parasitic draw and voltage drop. If you know about voltage drop and ohms and all that stuff and all that theory, so every time something hits something, it has a voltage drop. So every time, bam, 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 bam. So I was losing constant voltage because it wasn't going straight to the computer, to the PCM. It's because it had to piggyback off of everything else to get where it needed to go. So he broke it down even, I don't want to say dumber, but he broke it down dumber. He said this. Let's go on this side. Boy, this daggone Mini Cooper top's like a damn whiteboard. He says this, right? Let's get down here, right? So you got this house, right? Y'all bear with me, right? You got this house, right? Little house on the prairie, right? You got your house, and you got lightning rods on top of the house, right? And then those lightning rods are done into the ground, right? Okay? He says this, if you were over here standing on this hill, right? You're standing on this hill, right? And lightning, Thor, throw the lightning bolt, and it hit the top of this house, the electricity is going to go through that lightning rod, and it's going to go in the ground, and it's going to buzz through the ground, right? He said you might feel the tingle over here if the ground was wet and you was barefooted, right? You might feel the tingle. You might feel the tingle. That's dirty voltage because it's going through the ground. So the ground is the same thing as the frame on the truck. So that voltage has to go through the ground. So that's why it's called dirty voltage. It's dirty, right? Now, let's run this thing up here. Let's say I was standing right here next to the house and I was barefooted and Thor threw the lightning bolt and it hit the daggone power and it come through there and hit the ground. My damn hair is going to stand up on my head. You see, you're losing momentum because you're far away. So that's how he explained it to me. And he said, I'm not explaining it to you that way because I think you're stupid. I'm just trying to dumb it down for you. So dirty voltage, especially in LS swaps, will be the nightmare of you. So go straight to the battery. Do not go to a junction box. Don't go to a distribution block. Don't do nothing. Go straight to the positive and negative of the battery. Now, you're probably going to ask me, say, well, how can I do that? Because you can't put but so many daggone things in so many things. Well, yep, you're right. Well, now my next thing on that is you need to buy quality connectors. Now, these right here are pretty good, but I'm probably going to get some more. You see these right here? See these quality connectors? Now, you see it has multiple sections in it. I think 87 SS gang has got some that's a little, I think they're bigger. You know, you can get them like from audio shops, like people that sell stereo stuff. You can get them where you have a big block and you have multiple ports in them, right? Same thing with the ground, right? Yep, same thing with the ground. You have multiple ports. Don't put that shit up there and screw, and get a quality connector and use quality wire. Don't buy cheap wire on Amazon because it's cheap. Get quality wire. I usually go to the welding shop and buy a whole roll of number 2 welding cable. And if it's good enough for a damn welder to put 200 amps through it, it's good enough for a battery cable. Here's another tip. You can go to Harbor Freight and buy a set of their $80 jumper cables that are 25 foot long, cut the damn ends off of them, and you got some good cable. Because welding cable is like $8 a damn foot. So if you bought 20 foot of it, that's $200 for some daggone cables, right? So that's that. I wouldn't call it dirty voltage. You discuss Lemans voltage according to American Worker. Hey, look. Hey, William. I appreciate you. Appreciate it. But appreciate your input. But I will go over here and I will get the daggone instruction manual. It says dirty voltage. Again, I'm not here to argue with anybody. I'm telling you what's in front of me. Right? I'm telling you what's in front of me. And what's in front of me is it says dirty voltage. Right? It says dirty voltage. Right? It says dirty voltage. Right? So I know for a fact that it happened to me, and actually it happened to me on live. It happened to me on live, and we went through there. Don't do it. Oh yeah, I'm going to do it. I'm in one of them moods right now. I'm in one of them moods, Elko. I'm in one of them moods. Let me find it. But anyways, Oh yeah, yeah. Look, listen to the manufacturer when there is a warranty involved. Yeah, yeah. Where in the hell is it at? I know it's in here. It's because my brain's moving so fast I can't find it, but I know it's in here. Dirty voltage. Oh, here's the engine. Oh, that's not the engine. Oh, here's the drive system right here. Right here. Right here. This is what it is right here. That's on the this is what's on the Impala. The complete Holley mid-mount accessory drive right there. That's the part number right there for it. If anybody was interested, if anybody was asking, that if anybody was asking, that is the front drive system on the that is the front drive system on the 63 Impala. The 63 Impala. Fuel, get started, spark plugs, wires. Yeah. So that's that. And like I said, it comes with everything, right? Every bit of that. And then it shows you oh no, we're good, man. We're good. It's in here. It's in here. Connect directly to the battery. That's the terminator. It's all good. It's in here. Holley system. This right here is for the Sniper 2. So this is for Sniper 2. This ain't the Terminator book. I don't know where the Terminator book is. I'll have to find it. But right here it says, right here, the red wire connect directly to the positive terminal. Interface, wires, throttle, this, that, this. I'm looking for the word dirty. That's what I'm looking for. I'm trying to find the word dirty because it says it. Right here, directly to the battery post, Sniper, ignition source, 6A box, the control box, that. It might be in the Q&A. It might be in the back side of it. I don't know. I'll find it. Yes, connect direct to the battery. Voltage, the battery is super high. Yeah, and it goes from negative to positive. It don't go from positive to negative. But it says dirty voltage in the Terminator X manual. It says it like on page 8, dirty voltage. So I'm sure Holley spent millions and millions of dollars to come up with that word dirty. So, dirty. So yeah, use good terminals, right? Use good terminals, good wire. Don't buy, just because it says it's an 8-gauge wire, don't mean it's an 8-gauge wire. It's the strands inside of it, because you can buy a cheap wire and it'll say it's 8-gauge, and the OD of it looks like it's 8-gauge, but the wire follicles in there is not 8-gauge. Buy quality wire. Either do it right or don't do it at all. Do your research, check your wire. Wire has different gradings, so make sure you get the right wire. One last thing, this is a 54 Bel Air coupe. I did a video in my feed. You have to go back and look what this thing looked like when I got it. Did the top in a weekend. It's a labor of love. It's got a 383 stroker in it, a dart block, low compression, 142 cubic inch blower. It's got the Phytech fuel injection system on it. Look at them wires, boys. Look at them wires. Look at them wires. Look at them wires. I built this engine back in 2009. 2009. This right here is called dirty bubbles, or freak drops, whatever you want to call them. Different people call it different things. Called freak drops or dirty bubbles. So yeah, this car needs to be wet sand. It needs to be wet sand and polished and recoated. But there's some more graphics I want to put on the top, but it's not finished with it. But besides that, yeah. Let me see. I don't know where my. There it is. Let me get my sunlight and I'll show you. Let me show you. This is a Harbor Freight sunlight. So them high dollar sunlights that you can buy online, I have them. But this right here is a Harbor Freight sunlight. I got it for like 22 bucks. So let me show you this right here. So this is a custom color that I actually made. Even the white is a custom color. There's the top. No, I gotta cut it. I gotta cut it and re-clear it. When I say cut and buff it, I mean I'm just cutting the clear. I'm not taking it off. Yeah, so like I said, the bumpers are different colors. Yeah. I'm trying to get back far enough so you can see it. There you go. Yeah. So this car here, it's you know what? Y'all know what? Y'all want to see if it hits on the key? Y'all want to see if it hits on the key? Y'all want to see it? Look, I got like 6% on my battery on my phone. Let's put a battery in this beast. Y'all hang tight. Y'all hang tight. Let me put this battery in here. Y'all want to see if this thing hit on the key? Don't do it. All right. Now this thing was cranked one day last week. Now it is a cold start. Look, put my hand on them. Put my hand on the headers. Put my hand on the headers. I'll reach my hand through the window. Got to get the fuel pump. Got to cycle the fuel pump a few times because had to get the fuel pump to cycle. Yeah, I had to get the fuel pump to cycle because it's been set. So usually you got to get the fuel pump to cycle 3 times after it's been setting for a couple weeks, and then you're good to go. But it's got a Phi-Tech. It's got a Phi-Tech drop in the tank.
Oh no, I'm not cutting the roof I'm not cutting the roof on that thing. I'm cutting the roof on the 84 Cutlass. Yeah, this right here is going in the 84 Cutlass. I'm not cutting the roof on that. All right, boys and girls, I appreciate every single one of you. Hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. I'm down to 4% on my battery. Tulu's TV is going live at 8:30, so go over to Tulu's TV. He has a panel every Friday night. It gets pretty good. So I appreciate every single one of you. Look, I cannot express my gratitude for the last week. This week, y'all have beyond measure. Got 250,000 views this week and picked up like 900 subscribers since last week, man. It's like very humbling whatsoever. Very humbling. We up to like 5,300 now. I'm very humbled. I'm hearing what you're putting down. I'm going to give you I'm going to give you more metal work, more fabrication, less drama, more work, educational. If you need some motivation, call me. I'll give your ass some motivation. I'll give you a pep talk like my drill sergeant used to give me. Boot to ass. So oh yeah, Tulu, I got a haircut. Yep, I got a haircut. Yep. Tulu, Elko, I got a haircut. So I appreciate every single one of you. I appreciate every single one of you. I really do. Tomorrow I'll go live, but I don't know what, belt the ass, or foot the ass. Yeah, or foot the ass. So I appreciate every single one of you, boys and girls. Remember what I said, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. Remember what I said, boys and girls, don't worry about the man up the road. Don't worry about the man down the road. Sweep off your own front porch while sweeping off anybody else's. Put God first, let loose and drag. Peace on the chicken grease. I'm out.